house. And for another 130 years, year after year after year, brothers are going to step up and do the same thing. This is just one way for the alumni to acknowledge those leaders who step up and take charge. 2 years ago, something very important happened for the scholarship committee. The first being that a group of alumni made a concerted effort to reinvigorate the relationship between Delts and RPI. And in doing so, we moved the scholarship fund into the hands of RPI. The second, more important thing, is we actually named the scholarship. In 1956, the Active Brothers invited a very young physics professor named Dr. Heinrich Medicus to come up for a but I do want to highlight some of the things Doc's done for us. So for the next 30 years, he was pretty much held an important role as a faculty advisor. In about Doc, correct me if I'm wrong with any of these words. In 1959, you were here at the groundbreaking, correct? For this shelter. And in 1980, somebody got smart and decided to make you a brother. The next day, you were the House Court Treasurer, I believe. And then for the next 12 years, you basically were the House Court President. So there's been no man in the history of this House who has done so much for this House. And I think it's fitting that we name this scholarship after the man who really defines the scholarship.
Here, here.
Yeah.
There's no other portrait of any other man in the house. There probably will be another portrait of another man in the house. Okay, before Doc speaks, I'd like to just acknowledge the fact that we are giving out a scholarship tonight. And for the past, about 6 months ago, my scholarship committee, I'm just going to name some names and thank them. Ed Green, Seb Grady, Alex Stratton, and Afshin. I'm going to screw it up, but Sean. I'm just going to say Sandpiper, okay? Sandpiper's much easier. We had 15 qualified applicants, and I really wish we could have given out 15 scholarships. And with your help, maybe someday we can give out 15 scholarships. But we did choose Zach Audio, Chunder, if you come on up. He's the first awardee of the Doc Medicus Scholarship. Doc, if you name this for Zach.
Show them the pointing back there.
Thank you for these very kind words. Somebody once mentions that I was the longest pledge. I must say, once during this long pledge period, I once even hinted it would be nice if I would be become a brother. I was told, look, this costs you money. We don't. So, and then finally, the fraternity came. They were in to that time, in one of these valleys, so they went down, and they really thought they needed some help. Then they thought, look, he made Dr. Medicus a brother, and we pay his entrance fee of $200 or whatever it was. So they were somewhat surprised when they asked me whether I wanted to become a brother. So naturally, and I told them immediately, I will pay the $200. Anyway, so quite right. Yeah, sure. The problem was the international had to be asked for permission, and so Don Chris came and interviewed me particularly. Are you one of these gang hope people who want to do lots of hell weeks or real and then I told him, no, I'm fine. Also, I have nothing really serious against the hell week, otherwise I never would tell you. But I'm quite glad.
Drop for 20, you maggot!
Much more reasonable and much more civilized forms. And so I was asked, so I learned the 6 founders of the things. And I did not know really, do I have to pass the exam or not. Anyway, so I studied for the exam. Then afterwards it was said, I studied for nothing. I did not have to the exam. You know, these things. So just as I was told, I was initiated in the morning, and in the afternoon I was the treasurer of the house company. You win! And so here I am, and I also wanted to tell you how I learned that the scholarship would be named after me. My wife and I were in a restaurant on a Sunday afternoon, and then Dr. Bartow was also with his family in a restaurant, and he came to me. Oh, by the way, we decided to make a scholarship and name it after you. What? Okay, so they never asked me. Here I am, and I would say I'm really surprised. I mean, really how the chapter came, particularly after I had resigned. I went through all the bad periods, and right now I see a real rejuvenated fraternity where I really can be proud of.
Who's the alumni sec is going to come up and do a little toast, I think, to Doc, and then we're going to hand it over to Phil. I had made a 50-year on Sunset Terrace mug, and it seems only fitting that if anyone has earned it, it's been Doc Medicus. He's been here at the shelter since it was built, and even before then. So, Doc, here's to you.
Initiated in 1980. I cannot do that.
Toss him in the shower!
All right, congratulations to Doc. I think Doc made a good point, kind of with regard to the rejuvenation of our chapter. And next speaker I want to bring up is playing an integral role with regard to Rensselaer's relationship with our chapter and the Greek system as a whole. And he's going to talk a little bit about some really exciting initiatives that I think are going to benefit us long term, not only as a Greek house but as students here at RPI. That's Eddie Knowles, VP of Student Life for RPI.